Oh, yours works. There we go. Okie dokie. Call to order. At this time, I will call the Architectural Review Committee meeting February 19, 2025 to order. May I have a roll call, please?
Committee Member King.
Here.
Committee Member Rivera.
Here.
Chair Bouchard.
Present.
Thank you.
Do we have any changes to the agenda?
There are no changes to the agenda.
Thank you. Public comments. This is an opportunity for members of the public to comment on any item not appearing on the regular agenda. Because of restrictions contained in California law, the Architectural Review Committee may not discuss or act on any item not on the agenda, but may briefly respond to statements made or ask a question for clarification. The chair may also request a brief response from staff to questions raised during public comments, or may request a matter be agendized for a future meeting. Public comments will be limited to 3 minutes. I open public comments,
We did not receive any speakers.
and then I close public comments, right? Okay, got corrected on that before, so. Now, I'm going to call for approval of the minutes, approval of the,
Mr. Chairman, could I have you pause for just a moment until I can get the vote to come up? I'll
y'all don't have them, okay, I got them right here.
I'm sorry, give me just a moment.
Cool. Neat. We could actually pull them out.
All right, thank you.
You can pull them out.
Yep.
So if you know, good.
All right. Go ahead, thank you.
Okay. Item 2A, approval of minutes. Approval of the February 5th, 2025 meeting minutes. Do we have a motion and a second to approve the minutes? Where's my voting thing? I don't see that voting thing. Oh, here we go.
All right, let the record reflect that a motion was made by Member Rivera, seconded by Member King. All passes ayes. Thank you.
Thank you. New business. Item 3A, Administrative Design Review 24-0007. Approve the proposed architecture and landscaping for tracks 32557 and 32558, known as Vesta at Ascena.
All right, good afternoon, Chair Bouchard and members of the Architectural Review Committee. My name is Dom Camps, Associate Planner at the City. Today I'll be presenting Administrative Design Review number 24007 for the proposed architecture and landscaping for tracks 32557 and 32558, known as Vesta at Ascena, for your consideration. The project proposes the construction of 52 single-family homes on tracks 32557 and 32558. The tracts are located north of Diamond Road between Clubhouse Drive and the Whitewater Channel and immediately east of the Ascena community in Palm Springs. The two tracts will be part of the Palm Springs Ascena community and will be accessed via the main gates in Palm Springs. The two tracts were originally recorded in 2006. When the maps were originally approved, there was no specific landscaping or architecture proposed. According to the staff report for the original approval, at such a time that dwelling units are proposed, the architectural elevations must be reviewed by the Architectural Review Committee. In June of 2023, the Architectural Review Committee reviewed a separate administrative design review application for the 2 tracts. This ADR was associated with a planned unit development application. This application was ultimately withdrawn in October of 2024 by the previous applicant and owner, EMP1 LLC. In October of 2024, the new owner and applicant, Richmond American Homes, submitted an administrative design review application, which is the subject of today's presentation. The proposed project will be built in accordance with the R1 development standards and will not be associated with a PUD. Therefore, the Architectural Review Committee will be the final review authority. Here are the site plans for the proposed project. So tract 32557, shown on the left, is approximately 3.4 acres and consists of 11 single-family lots and 1 common open space area. And tract 32558 is approximately 15.5 acres and consists of 41 single-family lots and 1 common open space area. The project site is designated as RL, low-density residential, on the city's general plan land use map, and R1 on the zoning map. The proposed development is subject to the R1 standards for setbacks, building height, and lot coverage. And an administrative variance was approved to allow a minimum front yard setback of 16 feet instead of the standard 20-foot requirement. With the inclusion of this administrative variance, the project meets all of the R1 standards. The project proposes 3 plans referred to as the Melody, the Decker, and the Delaney. Each plan is available in 3 architectural styles: Spanish, Contemporary, and Mid-Century Modern. This slide shows a selection of elevations representing 1 of each plan type and 1 of each of the 3 architectural styles. And all 3 plans are 1-story and less than 21 feet in height, which is consistent with the 26-foot maximum in the R1 zone. The floor area for the 3 plans ranges from 2,010 square feet to 2,291 square feet. And these elevations are representative of what's being proposed. However, the full set of elevations in all 3 plans, all 3 styles, are attached to the staff report. Again, for your reference, this slide shows an example of one of the plans, the Melody plan in the mid-century style, showing all 4 sides. So you can see the 2-car garage on the front of the structure and a covered patio in the rear. This is an example of one of the floor plans. This is the Decker floor plan, but all 3 floor plans, so the Melody, the Decker, and the Delaney, provide 3 bedrooms, 2 or 2.5 bathrooms, and a 2-car garage. Again, the full set of floor plans is attached to the staff report. The 3 architectural elevation styles are each available in 3 color schemes. On this slide, the colors for the Spanish style are shown on the left, the Contemporary style on the top right, and the Mid-Century Modern style on the bottom right. These color schemes are generally neutral palettes with accent colors for the entry doors in the Contemporary and Modern architectural styles. The Spanish style elevations propose stucco exterior walls with tiled roofing, and the Contemporary and Modern style elevations propose stucco exterior walls, flat shingled roofing, and stone veneer accents. And the applicant has provided physical sample boards, which I have here for your reference, if you're interested in seeing them. Moving on to landscaping, each tract features a common open space lot that's centrally located to the tract. The project proposes a desert garden concept for these common areas, providing residents with walking trails, benches, drinking fountains, and pet waste stations in a naturalized desert landscape. Interspersed with desert-appropriate plants, boulders and berms will provide varied terrain, and seating is provided via both benches and sort of boulder seating nodes that are located under shade trees. Bollard landscape lights will also be provided along the trails. So this is the open space lot for tract 32557, and it's approximately 8,000 square feet. And the common open space area for tract 32558 is approximately 68,000 square feet. It provides the same desert garden landscape concept described for the other tract. In addition to the benches, drinking fountains, and pet waste stations, the common area in tract 32558 will also provide 2 small turf areas at either end. The landscaping in both common areas feature a water-efficient plant palette. Low to moderate water use trees and shrubs will be provided throughout the open spaces, including fan palms, mesquite, agave, ocotillo, yucca, and desert ranger, Texas ranger. The private streets in both tracts will be lined with low water use true green elm trees, and other desert appropriate trees will be provided as accents at the entry to tract 32558. Consistent with the rest of the Ascena community in Palm Springs, streetlights will not be provided along these private streets. The typical front yard landscaping for the single-family properties will include desert-appropriate plants and ground cover, consistent with the palette used in the common areas. And the individual properties will be delineated by tan split-face masonry block walls where visible from common areas. Tan precision block walls will be provided along the side and rear property lines. And note also that the attachments to the staff report included the landscape plans for the model home and sales office. This is being reviewed administratively, so I haven't included in this presentation. And that concludes the presentation for today. So staff recommend that the Architectural Review Committee approve the proposed architecture and landscaping for tracts 32557 and 32558. I would be happy to answer any questions, and the applicant is also here to answer questions. Thank you.
Did you want to present the materials boards at this time?
Yeah, there are 9 of them, so maybe I'll bring one from each
Just
type up.
set them on here. We'll move around.
Sure.
I'll just grab it. Got it. Somewhere over here thing. Okay.
Did you want to see these? Okay. Does the committee have any questions for staff?
The shingles, right? These would reflect things. There's no asphalt shingles. I think they were referring to these, they're called shingles. But right. Yeah, makes sense. I was curious, I've never seen asphalt shingles.
Does the committee have any questions for staff?
No questions. No questions.
If there are no further questions for staff, I will now open up public comments for this item.
Hello,
Howdy.
I'm Larry Liebel. I'm the Richmond American Builder Rep, Senior Project Manager for Richmond American. We are super excited to get this particular project underway. We have been working on it for about a year now. We include due diligence, working with the MP1. We just feel like this is kind of a unique project in that we're going to be offering our highest level of specification on the inside. We have a level 4 specification for this particular set of homes, and we're really excited about doing that. We don't get to often go to that particular level with homes, so we feel like this is one of those opportunities where we can really load up some really nice amenities for folks that are going to be buying them. In that level 4, we include all upgraded appliances, gourmet kitchens, kind of a couple what I think are fairly spectacular offerings for this particular community is every one of these homes will receive as part of the deal, a covered patio, which doesn't sound like much if you have one, but if you don't, especially out here, that's a big deal. So we're going to be doing that for every single one of the homes. And also, every single one of the homes will, as part of the deal, will receive a swimming pool as an offering, and also a spa that will go along with it, whirlpool, jacuzzi. There's a lot of euphemisms for that, so I'm not sure exactly which one I should land on, but there it is. So we're very excited about being here. It's also great working with the Cathedral City. I've been doing this a very long time, and this is the first time I've been out here, in Cathedral City. Pulled a few permits for solar back in the, recession days, but this is the first time I've, been out here with homes, and it's been a really good experience. So I'm looking forward to, doing this project. It's 52 units on 2 tracks, good-sized lots. We're excited because we think they're gonna sell. They're gonna do really well. Great community. We've been working very closely with Rich Gordon and Tim Mathias over at the Homeowners Association. They've seen all these plans. They've seen the architecture. They've seen the landscape plans, everything. So, working on getting final annexation done right now. So we're super excited about it, and we just look forward to your approval. That's it. You have any questions?
I just had a question. What's the price point going to be on these?
1.1 to 1.2 million is what we think we're going to start with. Yeah.
It's in alignment with this thing now.
Yeah, they're all single story. They're in demand. It's very specific lifestyle oriented type of product. The common area is very specific, kind of that desert garden, kind of very laid back, private, peaceful and serene. It has that kind of feel to it. When we first started going down that path, I didn't really get it at first myself personally, but then after we started getting into it deeper and deeper, it's like, oh wow, this is gonna be cool. I don't know if it's been a while, but I felt like it was like kind of like a living desert experience was what I finally landed on. It's been a while since I've been out there, so I don't know if that's still a good thing or not, but that's from years ago when I had visited. That's kind of what I thought. So we also, when I say we worked with the Homeowners Association board, one of the things that specifically I mean is with the planting palette, they supplied a quite extensive list, and most of that extensive list was incorporated in what we were doing. Not all of it, because some of it didn't fit with what we were doing specifically, but suggestions like that. They wanted, for example, doggy stations, and they wanted bench seating. They also didn't want us to overdo the bench seating, so we came up with kind of a unique idea in having some of the big boulders that we're going to bring in there be as part of the seating and kind of, resting areas too. I think that's going to be a unique feature on the inside of these DG trails. We had a good relationship with them. Hopefully you guys approve.
Well, you picked some decent growing trees. I mean, they're going to grow pretty quick.
Yeah.
I usually like to see bigger trees. You've got 24-inch box, sometimes at, 72 or even at least a 60. Because the summers, they need the shade, the folks, right? And the dogs when they're walking them. But these trees grow pretty quick that you've picked, so.
Yeah, and we're aware of that. Absolutely.
Any other questions?
Yeah, just in a second, sorry, I had my phone turned off and I was trying to turn it back on because I am not used to seeing elm trees, and you've got 53 of them. It's the largest number. Trying to understand how well that does in the desert.
Well, I'm not a landscape architect, so I'm not going to start being one tonight. But however, we did actually, in fact, have our landscape architect who is SDK Landscape Architects, and the person who did this particular plan actually lives out here. She is very, and she's a senior person, so we could get you more information on that, most certainly.
Yeah, okay. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
That was awkward. I did look it up.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. It's a good one. I just haven't.
Yeah, Kamala is pretty good. She's, like I said, she actually lives out here. And I know that's kind of like one of those little personal things, but I think those things matter. You
I'm
know?
sorry, who's the landscape architect?
Kamala, STK Landscaping, and
Okay.
specifically, I'm trying to think of Kamala's last name. I can't remember. Oh, Spikes, Kamala Spikes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sorry about the phone thing. That was kind of awkward, but yeah,
No, that's all right. Yeah,
I didn't know how to ask that question.
yeah, that's a good question, though.
So I will say that the color palette has a lot more variety than I think we've seen come
Yeah.
across the ARC, and it had it gives a lot of variety, and I think that it's going to be a well-executed project. And looking forward to seeing this.
Yeah, that's my impression. From the color palette, I thought there were some of the colors that were going to make it pop. It's going to really, you're going to have really good, nice, even, and then there are a few colors in there that are really going to be, they're going to really, accentuate some of the trim, some of the doors, things like that. I was pleasantly surprised. It's not, it has a bit of traditionalism. Stylings in them, but then there's a little bit of unique flavor to it as well, I thought. So, that's my own personal opinion. So.
And I'll also commend the open space, that kind of that linear, kind of meandering
Yeah.
area. It has a very natural, I think, look to it, and
Thank you.
I could picture myself taking a little walk in the morning, having my coffee, and
Yeah.
sitting on one of the rocks. And
That's it. Yeah, that's exactly what it was meant to be. It was really private, serene, It also maintains a certain amount of privacy for the folks that are around it, So that cup of coffee thing is, I think, really what it's meant for.
I don't have any other comments.
My only question is, it's probably not solar. So I believe you have to have solar on there by California
Yeah,
law.
yeah, all of our houses come with solar, every one of
Okay.
them, yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you were talking about the pool and some of the other, the covered patio, you're saying those are in addition to?
Yeah.
Are there incentives?
Yeah, well, they're actually part of the base
Purchase?
price of the home, yeah, the purchase. They're not options. So that's why I bring them up, is because they're, if they're optional, that's kind of a thing that everybody does. But in this case, they are standard.
Okay.
So, yeah, each homeowner will get a covered patio, and each homeowner will get a pool with a spa, jacuzzi, yeah. Every one of
So
them.
it's a smaller pool spa or
Yeah,
just standard?
some of them, they're smaller. They're not tiny, but they're not voluminous either. They're, they're like, something like, you come home, park in the garage, go in, pour a glass of wine, go out, put your feet in the pool and enjoy the sunshine. It's a nice little offering. It's really significant. And it gives every single one of them the opportunity to have that particular type of amenity. I have done communities with pools before, where they were standard, out here in Coachella Valley, as a matter of fact. But this is a little bit of a step up from that, because the pools are they're trimmed out. They're all Pebble Tech pools. They're all trimmed out with, I think, 9 different types of, selections for trim. The trim's been selected by us to match these color palettes, so they'll actually be coordinated. They're not going to be arbitrary. And then all of the spas are, I don't want to make too much of this, but they are raised spas. So they're not just, it's not just one mono elevation. They're actually varied. So it's a significant offering.
It's a big deal because of the main demographic that actually buys in Ascena. I'm a real estate broker locally, so
Okay.
I know the business a little bit.
Yeah, then yeah. And that's not common, I don't think. I'm not an expert up here.
In the older homes, no, but in the newer homes, it is very common to
is
have it
common, yeah.
raised, yeah.
Well, I'd change it. The last one that I did out here was Griffin Ranch, you probably are aware of that. We did that.
Way over there.
And those were pools. I think we ended up doing pools on all those too, so, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Are there any public comments regarding this item?
We have no public comments.
Okay, if there are no further public comments, does the applicant wish to respond? No, never mind. Thank you. I will close public comments and bring the item back to the committee for discussion. Does the committee have any further questions for staff or the applicant?
No questions?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Does a member wish to make a motion on this item?
I'll make a motion to recommend for approval as presented.
I'll second. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. Good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate your time.
Let the record show that a motion was made by Member Rivera, seconded by Member Burchard. Motion passes. All ayes.
Thank you. Are there any future agenda items to discuss? Okey doke. Any comments from staff?
Can I add one comment, if I may? So as you all are aware, the city has embarked on our zoning code update, and what I have for you all tonight are some business cards. These will highlight, there's a QR code on the back. It's a very brief code. We have a tagline for this, Shaping Cathedral City, and we are looking for input. We are looking for people who would want to participate in our public meetings, and so we're working on trying to establish them. So if you don't mind, I will approach and bring you all some business cards. Please share these with your colleagues.
Please. Any questions of staff?
No, no comments.
Do we have any comments from the committee? Boy, we're boring today. Jeez, man, no drama. God, I got nothing to talk about when I go home. Okay, this meeting is now adjourned at 4:57 PM.
Wow.
We've done these that fast before, haven't we?